So contemplation is very important to grasp relative truths, not only absolute truth, but also relative truths.
Useful.
Yeah. And what is the role of conventional knowledge in that? I mean, for example, because it can seem that if I read books on a topic, it is bringing me closer to grasping a relative truth, but actually, I don't know.
Yeah, there's always strengths and weaknesses, as you yourself well know. So usually if you want to know of a subject domain of knowledge, and there's already then a domain of knowledge, because you're speaking of knowledge, see? So somebody's already compiled a lot of knowledge. And if it's a scientific thing, see, then you read up on it. If it's a psychic thing, you could read up on the psychic shit. And there's all kinds of different stuff, and there's tons of books, you know. I don't read them, but you know, I'm sure there's tons of books, right? People write all sorts of shit. You know, you can find anyway.
But then it seems very different that the approach of contemplation. Contemplation starts pretty much from nothing, or it's something I do.
It always does, even when you have the knowledge. See, but if you're going to say you wanted to contemplate physics, you know, maybe create a new domain of physics or whatever, right? You want to learn everything everybody's ever contributed to physics. If you wanted to master martial arts, what's the first thing you do? You're going to study tons of martial arts. You're going to learn everything everybody ever has contributed to martial arts. See? But then you have to go beyond that. Otherwise, all you're doing is just following belief systems and dogma, you know, that people have taught you. And you learn many skills and new ideas and principles here and there, you know. See? But then you work beyond that, see? So same thing with the physics, right? You get the knowledge that's there, and then, you see, and I can speak from genuine experience with the martial world, see? But I'm certain to be the same with any other world, see? Is that, okay, now you know what everybody else knows. You have skill in it, at least enough of it, you know? At least 100 arts or so. And then you start trying to penetrate. What are they overlooking? See, what is not true? And there's lots that is not true. See, when you start then critically looking into it and getting past beliefs and dogma and shit like that, I say, well, okay, we believe in this, we believe in this. Is it true? No, it's just a belief. Could it do it another way? Yeah, I could do it another way. See, now, what's the stuff you can't fuck with? See, what's the stuff you can't mess with? You see? Well, in our world, we can't mess with physics, basically. We can't mess with objects. We can't mess with, what I mean by mess with is, you must relate to. See, because that's really what's going on. We can't, you know, perception, intent, force, etc. You see, these things. Okay, so it starts to get down to what's really going on. See, not martial arts, like tradition, but what's really going on between human beings. See, and then start, as for example, my kids, you know, study that and study that and study that and get down to what's really going on. And then, see, and then once we're like going, okay, what's really going on here, and I learn that, and that's way outside of traditions, because traditions do not relate to what's really going on. Really, they relate to a belief system and a dogma that's applied to something physical, you know, and then in every domain there's so many limitations, and so much fantasy. You know, see, then you get past that, and you're starting to relate to what's really going on. Then, see, you're not going to stop with, and just apply this to whatever physics, you know, whatever. See, and then you don't stop with even that. See, and you start developing skills in relationship to that, and then from that position, having the knowledge and transcending the knowledge, see, learn from it, extract the dregs of the ancients, you see, and then what's really going on kind of deal, see, and then from that position, you create stuff that nobody's created before. Effortless power, see, leading, joining, cutting, changing, you know, all these things, principles of interaction, body being, See, discovery slash creating. You know, new ways of relating to the whole thing that nobody's ever done before. And then you become, and it's like that. Okay.
So in a way,
And it works. It's powerful. See, and you can demonstrate it. And you demonstrate it over and over and over again. You demonstrate it to big guys and little guys and fast guys and stupid guys. You demonstrate it to this art and that art and the other art until you're blue in the face. And then you finally quit. But you see, it's validated through the demonstration. It's validated through that. See, this is not, there's not a question here. See? This is not just a belief. I will show you what I'm talking about. You won't comprehend it all, but I will show you, and you'll go, oh, kind of thing, right? See? So then it takes its place as a reality that, you know, of course, is going to die out, but anyway.
And so in a way, conventional learning and knowledge is used to make sure that no one has invented it already, and I'm like, okay, that doesn't exist. Now I can create it.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said.
Study.
Sure. Yeah. See, and you might create a whole new domain. You know, not even starting from any past knowledge. See, this is possible. I don't know what it is because you haven't created it yet. Okay, see? But it's a possibility, right? But if you're going to ground yourself in some field, you see, then you start with the knowledge, because why not? People put a lot of work for centuries and centuries, you know, depending on what it is we're talking about, right? You know, working stuff out, you know, if it's a science. And so it'd be silly for you to you know, contemplate, say, physics without knowing anything about physics. You could do it. But you probably have a much bigger leg up once you've mastered physics, you know? See, and you know everything there is to know about physics, basically. And then the danger, see, that's the good part. Now you're much more educated. And you're standing on the shoulders, like I said, of all these giants that came before. And, you know, all the work that Newton did and everybody else, you see, you benefit from. Because you can learn that stuff so much faster than if you had to do it yourself. All the experiments, all the thinking, all the failure, all the stuff, right? See? And so you go, wow, I got a lot of understanding that I wouldn't have in my lifetime if I had to start from scratch and do all my own experiments and think in ways that other people thought that you probably would never even think of that. You know what I'm saying? See? And then the quantum physics and everything, whoa, that's new, wow. You know, and you grasp all this stuff. And that's the good part. Now you're educated, you know much more, and you've used what people have contributed. The danger, or the bad part, is now you're stuck in that knowledge. See? Like I say, you're looking in the direction that people have already looked. And then that's when contemplation enters, you see? See? That's when you get, okay, now what's really going on here beyond what I've learned? See? Beyond the knowledge that's been contributed, thank you very much. See? But now what's really going on here, and can you think outside of that? See? And you can create from there better than you could create starting from scratch. Unless you did, you know, who knows? Maybe you create, but it might not be physics. It might be, you know, noogie noogie or something, you see? And you go, oh, I just created a whole domain of noogie noogie. It's not very valuable. But that's, like I said, I'm talking to the MIT guy, right? You know, like David. And see, what he wants is to recreate the way we talk about and hold time. See? And he said, you know, you can do that. See? And he can do that, except like that. But how to make it work? See? How to make it universal? See? We did that already with time. See? We already share these relations with time. See? But he wants a new one that works better than the one we share. And he's having challenge because the one we share works really good. See? You know, see? It works good. See, but it's not accurate. It's not true enough. You see, which is also true. See, and see, he's saying how can we use, you know, anyway. It's our understanding of time as an absolute, and now and this and that, and recreate a new way of holding time. See, so that would be interesting. See, that's what he's doing with his time. Yeah, okay.
Hi, I'm Brendan Lee, and I've been studying with Peter Ralston for 20 years. I really want you to know that no matter how many videos you watch or books you read, it pales in comparison to the power of the live workshops that we host here at the center or on Zoom. If you want to get serious and do work that makes a real difference, please check the links in the description to learn more. Thank you.